Welcome to C++, Lesson 10, Variable Properties. This lesson will be aired on Wednesday, July 31st at 12 p.m. Welcome back to C++. Today we'll be looking at variable properties, including global and local scope and constants, and how to declare constants. So first, let's open up our folder and let's create a new file called scope.cpp. And let's add all of the lines that we know and love. Perfect. And let's create an int function. Now, we've been talking a lot recently about declaring variables, but where you declare a variable can be important. Let's take a local variable inside the main function. Int a inside the main function. That has been declared in the main function. If we try and create a void function and output the value of a, it won't allow us to output a because, let's look here. It was unidentified because it only exists inside a. Inside the main function. A only exists inside the main function unless passed by referenced in the parameter. So A is a local scope, is a local variable in a local scope. Let's create the integer b in the function. And let's try and output b. Because it exists in the function, it should exist in the main. Correct? Let's double check. And we see that we have undeclared b in the main function, therefore we cannot use it. Well, what does that mean? That means that if you create a variable in any function, unless it gets returned or it gets passed by referenced, or it gets passed by valued in a parameter, passed by reference or passed by value, it will not work as a global scope. But what is a global scope? A global scope is a variable, or global variable in this case, a global variable that is not outputted, that is declared outside all functions. So let's declare pi to be 3.1415926.535. That's because that's literally these are how far I can go with remembering the digits of pi. Impressed? Okay, but now let's try and use pi in both situations. Let's see what happens. Whoops. I made a big mistake. It's supposed to be a double because it's a double. It's not an integer, it's a double. Alright, let's try this again. And 3.14159, 3.14159. Perfect. So global scopes can work anywhere in the program once it's declared. But here's something that's strange. We know that pi is a constant. Pi is a value in which its value never changes. So what can we do to keep pi without the user changing its value? And we can see in this program that there is nothing that the user can do to change the value. But what if you want to keep a value constant? Well, we can change a variable into a constant quite easily using this, const. Const standing for constant. What does this do? Well, the variable, now constant, pi, is a double constant that stays the same no matter what. Okay, let's see if we are able to change this constant. Pi equals 3 to simplify. Cannot assign to variable pi with const qualified type const double. So what did we do here? We declared pi to be a constant, so nowhere in the program can we change it. Of course, we can actually change it in the program. I can delete this 5, but nowhere in the program is the user allowed to change pi. Let's do one more thing. Let's just tinkle around with this program a bit. Let us create side A and side B int B 3.5. But B is a constant. That's always the same. We wanted we want our program to, let's say, create a square using these methods. What can we do? Well, let's change this to 4 actually. 34, no, 4. Well, what we can do is we can say the following. If A does not equal B, then let A equal B. Because we want the value of A to be the same value of B, so that it can run in this as a square. And then let's quickly see out the value of A times B. I'm not trying to complicate things that much. I'm just trying to show you what we can do with constants. Why constants are very useful. And just like pi is a wonderful use of a constant. So let's run our program. I apologize that you have to do this. Let's run our program. And we get 16 because A has been changed to the constant value of B. Alright, so some things you might want to look out for in a constant is if you'll further notice, we'll be looking at different types of programming tools and programming methods that intermediate C++ users use. Those do include things like storage size, maximum capacity, and other types of constants and variables. Let the rule be this. If the variable has no point in being changed, let it be a constant. For example, the value of pi or the value of E will never change. A maximum capacity will never change. But saying how many items there currently are in a container will in fact change. So leave that one a variable. Next week we'll be looking at a larger sense of what I am talking about. Next week we'll be looking at classes. And classes is yet again a difficult subject. So please ask questions if you need to. I do not think that I will put out a challenge video on global and local scopes and variable properties, but go ahead and mess around with working with variable and their properties, because it's truly, honestly amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about what we have covered today, please let me know. Either in the comments below or through one of my social media accounts. Thank you so much and have a great day.